I first got to know Yubo, actually it's a quarter of a century ago now. That sounds like a very long time, but of course the older you get, the shorter that seems. When I came in actually at rather short notice to replace Mika Comberti in a recording project in Germany. And on and off, ever since then, I've been associated with the orchestra, and for the last 15 years or so, I've been part of the audition team for the audition course to select each year's players. I also direct the orchestra from time to time in occasional concerts like this evening, and every few years in an entire concert tour where we'll develop a program in much more depth and go to many venues. But the nature of the audition procedure for this really unique orchestra is incredible. I don't know any other institution in the world that spends so much time getting to know each and every individual applicant as a solo player, as a chamber musician, as an orchestral player, and also as a social animal before selecting the perfect match of personalities and players for the orchestra each year. Well, partly because it's in the programme this evening, so it was a good piece to choose. But seeing as we know the status of Corelli as a violinist, as a teacher, as an impresario, as a promoter, as a fixer, orchestral manager, just about everything that has to do with music, music making and the music profession in Rome in about 1700, it does seem ideal to look at these pieces and to think, how did they work? How did they work for Corelli as a soloist, as the principal performer, as the pedagogue, as the teacher for all the other people in the orchestra, with his group of elite concertante players around him to play the other solo roles, and how is that disseminated throughout the body of the players, and his great instructions to make a very broad sound, a really rich, resonant sound that we know he did, that also speaks a language, the rhetorical, affective language of music, is always something for me that's very interesting to do with a tiny group in a trio sonatas, with a larger group like this evening, or indeed to try and do what Corelli himself did from time to time, to perform these pieces with vast numbers of players. I must say, I have a terrible time on stage if I feel I'm totally in charge. It's like carrying a huge weight uphill that you've got to drag, because the idea of there being leaders and followers in music is absolutely hopeless. You can lead a group of players, but actually you need them to collaborate with you and corroborate what you're doing artistically, and indeed to make suggestions, because that's what's in the music. The parts aren't all the same. We're not singing plain chant in unison together. So the different voices, the different conversations, the provocative harmony and phrasing and structural elements have to come from the other individuals on stage, and not, as far as I'm concerned, be a clone of what I'm doing or following a series of prescriptive markings that could be done by robots. It's just not interesting for me. I like to be on stage with people I make music with, however old they are and whatever sort of experience they have.